politician.
Well, Laborites, you ready to rumble? My brother Ed, do you remember when our Prime Minister established relations with China and announced the 4 Pillars project?
Yes, absolutely, Dennis. And that has changed Dominica. Remind us of that.
They had so much to say.
Yes.
But today, we have the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
Yes, we do.
The West Coast Road.
Wonderful highway.
The Dominica State College.
Free tuition for
And
students.
recently, we opened the first phase of the state-of-the-art Dominica-China Friendship Hospital.
A wonderful hospital. Yes, Dennis, absolutely.
4 pillar projects delivered by your honorable Prime Minister.
Promises made, promises kept. Dominica Labour Party. Absolutely. Tonight, I want to recognize Mr. Richardson, an MP here in St. Maarten. Honorable Richardson. Yes, thank you. We also want to recognize former MP Laville, Romain Laville. Yes. We also have with us Suja, right? Suja. Yes. And we have Louis Mitchington. Yes, absolutely. Well, I hear you have elections here too. I hear you have elections coming here too. And we have a Dominican contesting too. I want you to vote for him. You know whom he is. He's from Paybush. He's from the Paybush constituency. Brothers and sisters, I bring to you from right here in St. Maarten, Mr. Lloyd Paul. Make him feel welcome.
Labour! That's the spirit of Labour. Good evening, everybody. I would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Prime Minister and Mrs. Skerritt. I would like to recognize the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Reginald Austrian Minister of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries. I would like to recognize the Honorable Ian Douglas, Minister of Trade and Employment. I would like to recognize the Honorable John Colin McIntyre, Minister of Public Works, Water, Resource Management and Port. I would like to recognize the Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, Minister of Justice, Immigration, National Security. I would also like to recognize the presence of my very dear friend, Joseph Isaac, Minister Joseph Isaac, Minister for Environment, Climate Resilience, Disaster Management, and Urban Renewal. I would like to recognize the Honorable Dennis Charles, who is the co-host here tonight, and all the other candidates, our new candidates, Mrs. Melissa Skerritt from the Roseau Central, Mr. Ed Regis from Granby, Mrs. Shakira Hippolyte from Roseau South, and Mr. Fidel Grant from Wesley. And I dare not forget my good friend, the Ambassador Dr. Vince Henderson. Labour! Ladies and gentlemen, it's with distinct pleasure that I'm here tonight. That was a long waiting. We were, what we could say, Dominicans was swift. You ever hear that term? Dominicans was swift, scary. Every day people meet me on the road. When is the Prime Minister coming? I told them he'll get here, and he's saving the best for last. And guess what? St. Maarten is one before the last. Labour! Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Tracy said, the best leader have a high consideration factor. They really care about people. And that is the Honorable Prime Minister. He also go and said, the true test of leadership is how well you function in crisis. And that is the leader right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a leader and a team. The Prime Minister carefully crafted his team. And you can see them, young, strong, bright, and most of all, intelligent. Labour! After the hurricane, on September 16, 2017, when Hurricane Irma devastated St. Maarten, the first leader, the only leader that visited our shores. St. Maarten has over 80 nationalities, but the only leader that visited our shore was the Honorable Roosevelt, Dr. Roosevelt. Labour! Not knowing he was going home 2 weeks after to get a hit from Hurricane Maria. And the Prime Minister never relent. He rolled up his sleeve. He rolled up his pants. For a matter of fact, some critics said when he left Dominica to go to the UN, the socks he was wearing was wet. He had no time to look for dry socks. That is the leadership that we're dealing with. Labour! Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people ask me, why are you so involved? And the question is, why not? Why not? If you have somebody who's doing so much in such a time like this, why not? They ask me if I'm going to run in Dominica. I don't know yet. I will think about it someday. But I'm running here. I'm running here. I am saying, let's continue to support Labour. One person asked me a question. They said, Paul, what have the Honorable Roosevelt Scarry done for you? I said, I'll tell you. But that was the easiest question ever asked to me. I said, yes, when the Prime Minister gave Dominicans tuition free to the State College, he did it for me. When the Prime Minister gave over 1,000 homes and intend to do 4,000 more, he did it for me. When the Prime Minister got to put the Friendship Hospital together, the China-Dominica Friendship Hospital, he did it for me. I want you to say, he did it for me. When the Prime Minister fixed all the roads in every creek and cranny in Dominica, he did it for. When the Prime Minister put his policy in place that could attract investors, he did it for who? He did it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, don't follow orders and try to look for peanuts. I am not interested in peanuts. I'm interested in development, and that's what the Prime Minister is doing. Don't worry about the lies and illusion from the other side. They are not worthy to be part of government. They are not skilled to be part of government. They don't have any intellectual to be part of government. So let's continue. Let's go down in droves and vote for the Dominican Labour Party. The ambassador is looking at me and telling me time is up. And you may ask me, how am I seeing him? I'm seeing from this side. So ladies and gentlemen, let's rally behind the Labour Party. Let's support the Labour Party. Let's give them the strength they need. Stop listening to Facebook lies. If you want to see what's going on, go to Dominica. Labour! Labour! Labour!
Yes, yes, yes. Get up on all your feet, man. Come on, stand up. Mr. DJ, give it to us again. Give it to us again. If you Porto, stand up and show it. If you Porto, stand up and show it. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, sir. Hey, 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 hey. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How you feeling? Labor. Yes, sir. That's it. That's it. All right, I get myself in trouble there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to have a big party tonight. And on election day, we're going to have a bigger party. But at this point in time, brothers and sisters, I bring to you a Porto Labour, a powerhouse of labor. I bring to the podium the parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Ian Douglas.
Labour! Labour! Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roseau Skerrit and Mrs. Skerrit, Deputy Prime Minister Reginald Ostry, my cabinet colleagues here with us tonight, fellow candidates, most importantly, Dominicans on St. Maarten, Labour! When I say Labour, I want you to say power! Labour! 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 Yes. Good evening. It's a pleasure for us to be here with you in St. Maarten tonight. It's a pleasure for the Dominica Labour Party to be here with you, brothers and sisters. And I just want to share a short solidarity message with you. We want you to know that we in Dominica consider you, our brothers and sisters in St. Maarten, as part of the great Dominica Labour Party family, brothers and sisters. It is always a pleasure for us to be here with you. And we continue to fight. We continue to struggle. We continue to build a new Dominica together, whether you are inside or outside of Dominica. We are all Dominicans, brothers and sisters. And we want to thank you for the great support that you gave to us after Hurricane Maria. You rallied for your country, brothers and sisters. You rallied for your brothers and sisters back home. We were battered and we were bruised, brothers and sisters, but we were not defeated. And our champion, Dr. Roseau Skerrit, rallied the world, brothers and sisters, to come to our assistance. Today, we are on the road to recovery in the Commonwealth of Dominica, brothers. You saw the pictures. You saw the many great homes that we are building for the citizens of Dominica. Free of charge, brothers and sisters. Free of charge. And you know of the hotels that have been built in Dominica. Jungle Bay that was destroyed by Tropical Storm Erica in Petit Savan is now rebuilt, brand new and expanded, brothers and sisters, and open for business in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Last week, a 5-star world-renowned brand, the Kapinski Hotel, was opened at the Cabritz in Portsmouth. Labour! Labour! The Secret Bay Hotel, brothers and sisters, in Picard, Portsmouth, Point Wrong, is not only rebuilt, but is expanded. And that is the faith that investors have in Dominica. That is the confidence that investors have in the leadership of the Dominica Labour Party and the leadership of Dr. Roseau Skerrit. There is still, brothers and sisters, the Hilton Hotel in Grand Savan, in Salisbury, still to open, brothers and sisters. And in Piccadilly, in the Coconut Beach area, for some of you all who know this area, there is another hotel, brothers and sisters, to be built, branded by Marriott International, brothers and sisters. That is the work of the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters.
And we will keep it.
So we want you to know, and we want you in St. Martin to be a part of that progress and development. We want you to feel that that is also yours, like you heard Paul just told you. Any development in Dominica is not only for us in Dominica, but it's for you, the Dominicans living in St. Martin, brothers and sisters. We have to continue that progress and development. We are building the first climate resilient country in the world, brothers and sisters. And we want you to be a part of that vision. We want you, brothers and sisters, to be a part of that vision as this dream unfolds into a reality. Because a lot of you all in the hospitality sector, you will have to come back home to get the jobs that will be available because of the many hotels that are being built in Dominica, brothers and sisters. You have heard about the China Friendship Hospital. And that hospital will be one of the most advanced hospitals in the Eastern Caribbean as far as the equipment that will be placed in that hospital, brothers and sisters. So we are on the move. We are on the move in Dominica. Stand firm with the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. Get ready to come home and to join that victory train, because victory is a must whenever the election is called. For whatever, there are so many developments happening in Dominica today, brothers and sisters, that every single Dominican, no matter where in the world you happen to be right now, whether at home or abroad, you ought to feel justly proud of what the Dominica Labour Party, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit-led government is doing for the Commonwealth of Dominica. Labour, I like what I see here tonight. I love the enthusiasm I see here tonight. I love the energy I see here tonight. I know that a lot of you all have come from all parts of St. Martin. From Marigot, from Phillipsburg, brothers and sisters. From Sandy Grong, from Dutch Quarter, from French Quarter, from Madam Estate. All over St. Martin, Dominicans are ready. Labour! Thank you very much.
No, you told me you be with the DLP. When I voted, I tell them running Dominica, not no joke thing. So I voted Labour. Their credit just not working. Now they vex when the PM say he run thing. But you see my vote, Labour that getting it. I also tell the Workers' Party to just forget.
Labour Rise! Are you ready for the next speaker? I bring to you the man, the brave soldier, who the people of Roseau North have said, Ezekiel we seen, Ezekiel we voting. Let us welcome the Honorable Joseph Isaac!
Labor. This is the first internationally branded hotel in Dominica. Give us a round of applause there for Dominica. Who Jah bless? Who Jah bless? So hear me now. I would like everyone here to stand up because I'm going to ask you to do something. Something we need to do. Everyone. Except Phil. I said earlier, who Jah bless? I'm telling you, we have weakness in Dominica. Our modern day Moses. Our modern day Moses who is taking us to the promised land of development. And therefore, I want all of you here tonight to let Dominica, St. Maarten, and the universe hear you say, who do you want for PM? I can't hear you. Who do you want for PM? You see, in life, a lot of times we talk about assets that we have. We talk about gold. We talk about mountains. We talk about water. We talk about oil. But the greatest gem a country can have is a great leader like the man, Dr. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. So you can sit now. You give the respect. When I was on the other side, I supported every positive thing that was brought to Parliament and championed the cause of the Roseau people and Dominicans. As a true Dominican, it was my conscience that was driving me. So when Skerrit and the Labour Party administration brought development to Dominica, I supported it. I tried to convince those guys on the wrong side that this approach of politics, where politics is like a bad blood, we need to stop that in a small island state. They did not listen to me. I tried over and over. And when I gave up, I wrote to the leader and I told him that the negativity that they are preaching, I cannot be part of it, and I will not be running for the United Workers' Party in the next general election. But as the Lord would have it, Maria hit us. And again, driven by the Spirit, I had to make some decision. Just like in the times of war, we call on all citizens to come and help their country. And we call for all hands to be on deck. I myself offered myself to serve with the man, Dr. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. And at the time, I said, history will absolve me. And now, after about 18 months, you can see the turn of Dominica building a promised land for our people across the region to come back to Dominica. You see, you could have a captain with a boat, no oar, bad engine, the boat is leaking, and the people are jumping off the boat. That is the opposition. You have people like Dr. Thompson Fontaine who have abandoned ship and left them. You have me, after talking over and over, I left them to follow a visionary, transformative leader. You have Dr. Ferrara, who you know, one of our greatest professionals, he have left them. You have Sam Raphael, an entrepreneur, he has left them. And many of you here have left them years ago. You see, it is about a vision. You need a leader. And I'm happy and I'm blessed to have been a student of life. A student of life because I'm in the presence of Skerrit. And I'm following him every step of the way. We went to the World Bank yesterday where our Honorable Prime Minister signed another agreement. But in the corridors, while the people are drinking the cocktail and talking to each other, people would tell me, this is a great leader. I'm talking about people of international repute. So let me shed some light on why we need to support the Dominican Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit. First of all, Skerrit is a true leader, a visionary. But as we always say, without a visionary, so in the midst of all the rubble and all the challenges, Skerrit came up with a clear vision for Dominica to become the first climate resilient country in the world. And you are seeing it right before your eyes. We are building one step at a time, one block at a time. You are seeing it. A true leader builds a team. But look at the caliber of people. When I come here, I'm wondering, can I even talk as good as Ian Douglas or as good as Shakira? And we have more to come. So a good leader builds a team. A good leader is a builder and a champion of people. A builder and a champion of people. Can you imagine with Roosevelt Skerrit as the Prime Minister of Dominica? The head of CARICOM is a Dominican. The head of PAO is a Dominican. The head of the Commonwealth Secretariat is a Dominican. He is a builder of people. I cannot say that about the other side, the wrong side. So do not follow the wrong side, because people are leaving them and joining the visionary leader. A great leader, as our leader, instills hope in the people. A great leader is respected by regional and international players. Skerrit is respected by international and regional players. Although he's young, he's a senior man in politics in the region. And then I said I'm a student of life, learning. Skerrit is a person who is compassionate. And in politics, you must love people. You must be selfless. Skerrit is selfless. Skerrit is opening way for Dominicans. You would see some of the hotel plants in Dominica, like Jungle Bay. He's not looking out for himself. He's opening way for them. In Portsmouth, we have Dominican entrepreneurs too, opening way again. So you see, in life, politics have never really changed for over 1,000 years. The formula of development of a country is you need great representation. You need solid leadership. You need visionary leadership. You need a clear plan. And you need a person that can implement it. The Dominican Labour Party has people who are genuinely representing people because we love them. The Labour Party has a clear plan of development, and the Labour Party is already implementing the plan. You have seen it tonight. And the Labour Party has a leader who is by far the best in the region. So there is no way you can stand aside and look. I'm asking all of you here tonight, if you are not sure where you stand, I'm asking you now to go in your conscience and see what it is. You need Dominica first. You need to put Dominica first, like what Skerrit have done, what all of us here have done. And I'm asking you to stay strong. Believe in yourself. Believe in your country. and let us rally behind the Dominican Labour Party. Who do you want for PM? Who do you want for PM? I want him too. Who do you want for PM? One love. God blessings.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Joseph Isaac. Ladies and gentlemen, get up from your seats and welcome former Calypso King of Dominica, the Squanto!
Woo! St. Maarten. I want a favor from you tonight, St. Maarten. Do you really love Dominica? Are you Dominican? Those of you who sitting, just stand with me for one verse. Let us prove to the other side we are united. Help me sing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We holding still. St. Maarten, I want to see your hands in the air. Hold somebody next to you and put your hands in the air like that. Just like that, and sing with me tonight. Why? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh. Whoa, hey, your hands up. Yes, hold somebody next to you. Why? It's not easy for humanity or a small country to rise from adversity. With crisis we must cope. As a nation we cannot give up hope. No, no, no. For people traumatized, life compromised, things will not be the same. St. Maarten, but I know we could do it again. Hey! So we holding still. Put up your hands and sing. We holding still. With dedication and motivation, I know we go build this land. If we reject the opposition, we'll build a big and stronger nation. We sing, let them see us sing. Wait. Oi! Well, let me tell you, in spite of the hobble, we are a phenomenal people. With a zeal that is real, Dominican St. Maarten holding still. If you love Dominica, say yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. And remember the people of the Bahamas. Let's say a prayer for them. It's not easy, but with carrot on the side, we will survive, yeah? Whoa. Ooh. Hear me? The road to recovery will never be easy. We've got the ability. St. Maarten, let us show tenacity. Maybe done, but there is no doubt. Our optimism was not washed out. We scare it on our side, the hurdles will be right. Very slippery is that hill, but with determination we can rebuild. I love you, St. Maarten, I love you. Sing with me, man. I say we battered and bruised from nature's abuse, but with dedication and motivation, I know we go build this land. If we put aside our differences, we'll build a big and strong land. Sing it! Sing it! Sing it! We holding still. Oh yes. In spite of the hobble, we are resilient people. With a zeal that is real, Dominicans keep holding still. Yeah. Are you ready for bacchanal time? We going to burn them on election day. Keep Calypso jamming. Okay? What they give me a take? Let go. If you are Labourite and you're proud of your party, somebody say Labour. Hey! Bidi bidi boom boom. Oh yeah. Bidi 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 bidi. La da di, la da da da. Hear me. I had a conversation with Paul Joe, this old man. While discussing politics, he voiced his opinion. He says, "Scrunty moi son poto poto UWP." But now it's time to put me country before party. I used to call the talk shows and criticize, but now I open up my eyes. Under my laser beam scrutiny, I am impressed with the things I see. Scrunty, we have to give and take. This government deserves 10-year break. Man, the truth is the truth, I can document. And Carlington call me crook. Oh Lord. Scrunty, the facts said that to show from now on. St. Martin need to know. Development on the country, merci, but here vous voyez nous scare. Scrunty, the country is doing well. We have the whole world that we must tell. The country is now on solid foundation, and we're heading in the right direction in order to continue this mission. I am calling on every Dominican, but let me warn them, man, the writing is on the wall. The opposition bound to fall anytime the election call. Spirit will be standing tall, 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 tall. Cause when the poor, hallelujah, hallelujah, oh, oh yeah. When the polls are called up, labor will be there, yeah, yeah. Let's go now. St. Martin, I can hear you. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're gonna burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them. Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah. Some man want to run your country, but they have no capability. Oh yeah. There you go. Don't mind if you green, yellow, or black. You must have Dominican hats. Oh yeah. Right now, Dominica making progress, which means the leader is very blessed, who behaving like the power possess. I believe they want to feather the nest, but let me warn them, keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning, burn them with your votes on election day. Anytime you vote in a party, reject UWP and vote the Labour Party all. I can hear St. Martin, sing it! Sing it, sing it! Burn them with your votes on election day. Anytime you vote in a PM, reject Lennox Linton and vote Dr. Scare it all the way. I can hear you, somebody make some noise! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Wait! Oh God! Hear me! Housing and education revolution had been doing well for our nation. The past wasn't so pleasant, but I'm impressed with the present. Oh yeah! And if we continue how we going, our students' loan money keep flowing. I am proud to be a Dominican, to be the most educated people in the region. That is why we are singing. I cannot hear you. Burn them with your votes on the election day. Anytime you vote in a PM, reject Lennox Linton and vote Dr. Scare it all. Put your hands in the air and sing. Keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Burn them with your votes on the election day. Anytime you vote in a party, condemn UWP and vote the Labour Party all the way. Let's go, sing it. Hey, hey, hey. cannot trust Lennox Linton to be the PM of this country. Never! The projects that on go all stop and the foreign aid they go cut short. In these hard economic times, man, you have no oil, copper or gold mines. You need a leader to lead from the front with the ability and skills to achieve the things we want. That's why we sing for Scarrett. Sing it. Burn them with your votes on the election day. Anytime you vote in a party, reject UWP and vote the Labour Party all the way. I cannot hear you to stop. Sing it. Burn them with your votes on the election day. Anytime you vote in a PM, reject Lennox Linton and vote PM Scarrett all the way. Enjoy the rest of the evening. One love, one love, one love.
Yes, yes. Focus on the screens again. Let's see something more happening in Dominica. The new China Dominica Friendship Hospital. That's it. In Dominica. Soon, gone will be the days when we have to fly overseas for treatment. Dominica moving forward. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for our next speaker? Are you ready? She is a powerful lady in her own right, and she's going to bring home the Roseau Central seat to the Dominica Labour Party. Make welcome Melissa Scarrett.
When she sing my song, they vex. Who vex laws? Who vex laws? Melissa, they vex. Melissa on the tongue, they vex. When she sing my song, they vex. Who vex laws? Who vex laws? They say things I said off thought. They say nothing.
Well, look, excitement in St. Maarten tonight. Let me tell you something. This is exactly how we are going to be dancing and screaming and bawling and losing our voice on election night when we do a clean sweep.
Melissa on the vex. Melissa on the tongue, they vex. When she sing my song, they vex. Who vex laws? Who vex laws?
Let me recognize the presence of our favorite doctor, the Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, our Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Reginald Austrie, ministers, candidates. Good evening to the multitude of Laborites and other Dominicans assembled here in St. Martin and those following live on social media. This is an electrifying moment. I wish to thank you first and foremost for your expression of thanks and gratitude for the work of our Labour Party government, particularly since the passage of Hurricane Maria. Many of you assembled here have visited Dominica over the past 2 years, and your acknowledgement of the remarkable strides that have been made are a tribute to the government and residents of our beloved Dominica. It has been a tremendous team effort. And since arriving here in St. Martin yesterday, I have met quite a bit of you, some from Roseau Central, and I wish to convey to you a heartfelt thanks and appreciation of your loved ones back home. St. Martin was severely impacted by Hurricane Maria, and it would have been totally understandable had you fallen back on a remittance or two. But during my canvass of Roseau Central, I have come across several families who said to me they are eternally grateful to family and friends in St. Martin, Anguilla, and the British and US Virgin Islands, who, while being victims of Hurricane Maria themselves, still made the Herculean effort of sending money, rations, and other supplies in the aftermath of Maria. I really do not understand how anyone can say that they are not proud to be a Dominican today. My friends, the Prime Minister has said that it will be less than 100 days, but I can tell you, in Roseau Central, we wish it was 100 days. That's how ready we are. I want to say to you this evening that Roseau Central is ready, and is making the switch this time around. Back at home, voters in Roseau Central acknowledge that Labour has been good to them, even if in recent years they have not been totally good to Labour. They say to me that they admire the even-handedness of the Honourable Prime Minister and the fact that he looks out for everyone, irrespective of political class, colour, or creed. And so we are doing very well in Roseau Central because residents share my vision of an enhanced commercial and residential environment. We have set about to make Roseau the most visitor-friendly capital in the Caribbean. We have also reached out to business community and shared with them our plans to make Roseau more business-friendly. I can tell you this evening that the Roseau Enhancement Project is well underway. The Roseau River Promenade is well underway. The apartments with commercial space on Riverbank and Pong is soon to come. Over 60 homes since I've been announced as a candidate have been impacted in the Roseau Central area, and I can tell you by the time I win my seat, I will be over 100 and going. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not been elected yet, but I've already begun the work. The government spent considerable sums of money cleaning up and dredging the rivers. Heavy rains are no longer a threat to safety and the well-being of city residents and businesses. River walls are being erected. Derelict buildings are earmarked for demolition. Sidewalks are being cleaned and covered. All this to provide for better pedestrian experiences by residents and visitors alike. We are upgrading the meat and vegetable market, but not altering the dynamic experience of the market. I have visited several markets across the region and the world, but none is as rhythmic, as Roseau Market on a Saturday morning. My friends, great change is taking place in Dominica, and particularly in Roseau under this Dominica Labour Party administration. The change that Dominica needs is coming about under Labour. That is therefore no need for you to go searching. If the formula is working, leave it alone. I am here to you to say this evening, many things are happening back home. World-class hotels are opening, a modern state-of-the-art hospital is emerging, and infrastructural development is rapidly changing the landscape to a point where even those of us who live in Dominica, we are in absolute awe when we drive around the country. And if you haven't been in a while, I invite you to come and see the wonders that is happening. The upcoming election is therefore an opportunity for us to reaffirm our confidence in the vision and the ability of Roosevelt Skerrit. Roosevelt Skerrit is leading us forward onto full and complete recovery. There is nothing new that can be said about the other side. They were not ready 5 years ago, and they are not even ready right now either. Indeed, under this current leadership, the United Workers' Party will never be ready. The voters of Roseau Central are presented with a rather straightforward equation. On one hand, there is Melissa Popon-Skerrit, a person they know, a person that they can trust. Because I have been in the service of the people of Roseau for many, many, many years. And I had no political aspirations. I have a heart for the people of Roseau Central. And I reached out to them, and I continue to do so from 6 years consistently up until now. But on the other hand, we have so and so, whom the majority of voters have still not even met. Who he does not even have a vision. He's not even offering any real plan for the people of Roseau. So and so was thrown at the deep end, and he has decided to remain submerged, hidden away from everyone and everything. He's not heard, he's not seen. Quite frankly, I sense my opponent would like to have this election over and done with. He does not even pretend to be interested in what is going on in Roseau. This makes the choice clear, ladies and gentlemen. Labour is winning in Dominica. Dr. Irvin McIntyre is winning in the Valley. Joseph Isaac has taken over Roseau North, and he is winning in Roseau North. Shakira Lockett Hippolyte is winning Roseau South. Trust me when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Roseau Central is coming this time around onto the Labour Party. I have committed all of this effort because I'm a Roseau girl. I am committed to the people of Roseau. I am excited about Labour's planned developments for Roseau. I urge all of you assembled here this evening to put in a word for me. Tell your auntie, tell your granny, your brothers and your sisters and your cousins and all your friends who you know are registered to vote in Roseau Central. Those of you who are registered and you can't afford it, I invite you to come home at election time and join in the Congo line, the Labour Party Congo line. Come, let's make history in Roseau Central. Let's keep Dominica afloat. Come, because the economy of Dominica and the future of Dominica is safer with Labour. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here in St. Maarten today, and I am specifically looking for my Roseau Central voters. So look out for me. I am coming in the crowd. I want to meet you. I want to know who you are. If we have not met, come and look for me. If you cannot find me, my mother and my sister is there. Find one of us. I want to find out who you are. Stay safe and locked on. The voice of the Dominican Labour Party. I thank you, St. Maarten. I thank you, Laborites. Thank you, Dominicans, for coming out. Labour power!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Melissa. Thank you, and I can tell you, she's been having some very powerful meetings in Roseau Central, and from my judgment, she is bringing home the seat to Labour this time around. The Roseau Central seat is coming to Labour. And I don't know which seat not coming, all the seats are coming to Labour this time around. It's a clean sweep according to Melissa, and you have got to be part of it. Now I want to really commend you here in St. Maarten tonight, because the last time we were out as a party in Antigua, we brought a few people on Val Ferry. And they said that we bring people up. We didn't have people there. You remember that, Vince? But tonight we did not bring anybody to St. Maarten. It is Dominicans here in St. Maarten tonight, full force. And so I want to commend you for having come from all over St. Maarten to support your Dominican Labour Party. And we look forward to you coming back home at election time to support the Dominican Labour Party. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for another powerhouse of the Dominican Labour Party? Somebody missing on that podium there tonight. Somebody's missing on that podium there tonight. And you know we must bring him to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the podium the Minister for Agriculture, Reggie Austria!
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me say a pleasant good night to all of you Dominicans and visitors and people from St. Maarten who are gathered here for this very important discussion tonight. I want to say a special good night to my constituents. I recognize a few of you here. But tonight is not about the cottage constituents. Tonight is about the people of Dominica residing in St. Maarten. Now, you know, the Prime Minister always tells me to behave myself. So coming to St. Maarten, I decide I'm going to write that speech, because I have to behave. But when I see the level of energy being exhibited here this afternoon, I want to say, Mr. PM, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to read that speech tonight. Tonight, I'm going to put that speech down. And I'm just going to talk to you. The time I only have 10 minutes. I'm going to talk to you for 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight because we recognize the contribution that you people living in St. Maarten and outside of Dominica have been making to the development of our country. And so believe that you have an opportunity, you have a right to be part of the election and the political process taking place right now. But we know that the United Workers' Party tried to block you from voting, ladies and gentlemen. The United Workers' Party tried to stop you from coming back to vote, ladies and gentlemen. And they're doing that under the guise of electoral reform. But our Prime Minister has said that as long as he's alive, no Dominican will be prevented from voting, ladies and gentlemen. And so you, the people of St. Martin, you have our guarantee that whenever the election is called, you have a right to come down and to cast your vote for the party of your choice, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, they were so serious about you not voting that on February 7th, they tried to burn down the city of Roseau to send a message that they didn't want you to vote, ladies and gentlemen. When we were going to Parliament, they had bags and bags of stone outside the Wasco, waiting to stone the Parliament building. If we had passed that bill, that would give you the right to come down and vote for election, ladies and gentlemen. But we said, no way. You are part of Dominica. You are a Dominican, and you have a right to vote, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why I said to you that you have to punish them for the elections, for what they tried to do to you. So you have to come down and vote for the Dominican Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. I hear those fellas was here a few weeks ago. But what did they say to you, ladies and gentlemen? What hope did they give you that your country, after Maria, was back on the rise again? What hope did they give to you that they're now preparing a country so you can come back and work and serve and build your country, ladies and gentlemen? But I will tell you a little later what they come for. Because I hear they make plenty money in the bar, ladies and gentlemen. I hear they sell plenty drinks and plenty food and plenty chicken. And I hear there was even fighting for the money, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? You know what? The campaign of the United Workers' Party is being funded by a bunch of white men in the US and in Europe, ladies and gentlemen. And since 2005, they created our passport to these guys. Sam Raphael told you that they gave them $6 million to campaign in 2005. And if they had won the election, they would have given them guys exclusive rights to sell our passport. But they lose, ladies and gentlemen. So they owe this man $6,000 million. They owe this man. In 2009, these men came down looking for their money, and UWP lost again. So they're still owing those men $6 million. In 2014, those white men come back again looking for the money. They lose. They're still owing $6 million. And those white men tell them that for me to give you my money, you must show me that you can win the next election. And so they're passing around, taking out pictures of you here in St. Martin to send to those white men, to tell those white men, well, we're strong, we can win the election, give us more money, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers and sisters, we have to be careful, because our country is in great danger if the United Workers' Party would win the election. The United Workers' Party owing too many mafias for us to put our country in their hands, ladies and gentlemen. Because these people don't like you. These people don't like us. In fact, they call me a Maarten of Barbados, a nigger, ladies and gentlemen. A word nobody uses in the world to call people niggers. It's an insult. It's discriminating. And these men that the United Workers' Party have wanting to control our country are watching us and calling us little black people in these small islands, ladies and gentlemen. And you have a right to defend your country. You have a right to defend Dominica. You have a right to defend your Creoleness, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I'm wearing Creole tonight, because I love my country. I love my country. I want to save my country, but I need your help to save Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This United Workers' Party that was here in St. Maarten, they try to make you believe is another United Workers' Party. They try to make you believe is a new United Workers' Party. But that is the same United Workers' Party of Edison James. And listen to what they did to the country. When they left the country, they were owing $9 million in 2000 for credit they had taken from the private sector and had not paid the private sector. Social Security, they were owing Social Security $33 million, ladies and gentlemen. That's the money they took from public officers and didn't pay it into Social Security. Ladies and gentlemen, they were owing pensioners, people who had worked sacrifice. When we came in government, we made $13 million worth of checks that we had to pay, ladies and gentlemen. They claimed the old Farmers' Party. When we came, we met a debt to the DBMC of $35 million unpaid, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the Labour Party met. And much more, but I don't have time. But when I added everything up, they were owing, we made checks to the value of $306 million debt that we met, that this Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit had to pay back, ladies and gentlemen. And the international debt was $292 million. So when we came into government, we met a debt of over $600 billion that Roosevelt Skerrit had to pay back, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? Roosevelt Skerrit paid it back. Rosie died trying to pay it back. Pierre Charles died trying to pay it back. But this little boy from Viecas, how much more time I have, Vince? This little boy from Viecas, who none of us and maybe none of you felt could move this country forward, have created history in this country. Roosevelt Skerrit has shown the world what good leadership and good management is, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we ask you the question, who do you want to put the country in at this very critical time? Because we have made some progress after the hurricane. Those of you who had seen Dominica the morning after the hurricane, you would have given up hope and said this country could never come back on its feet again. Today, you saw the images. You know what's happening to our country. It is nothing but a miracle that Roosevelt Skerrit has created to rebuild Dominica. And now you're saying you want it under that old leadership. Let me tell you something. You can do what you want with the leader of the opposition. You can rebrand him. You can give him powder. You can give him lipstick. You can give him eyeshadow. You can give him eyebrow pencil. It's still the same old leadership of the United Workers' Party. Ladies and gentlemen, when they came here, did they tell you of the little hotels? Because what you see there is houses you will not see anywhere in the Caribbean. And that's not a house, that is little hotels. That is what Roosevelt Scarrett is building for the poor people of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. That is not house for bourgeois. That is house for fishermen. That is house for farmers. That is house for single parents. That is houses for people who are handicapped, ladies and gentlemen. We're not picking and choosing who should have a better quality of life in Dominica. Because Dominica is for all Dominicans. For you and for me. And so you, the residents of Dominica in St. Maarten, you have made your contribution. And so you deserve to get part of the cake that is now sharing in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, did they tell you that we were building a brand new hospital? Did they tell you that after Hurricane Maria, Roosevelt Scarrett paid to the fishermen and the farmers $18 million, ladies and gentlemen? Did they tell you that after the hurricane, Roosevelt Scarrett sent money overseas for students studying $18 million, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let me tell you that. If they didn't tell you, they lied to you. And so you must punish them and not to vote for them, ladies and gentlemen. Did they tell you that there are a number of small businesses that are now developing in our country? But no, they didn't tell you that. Did they tell you that after the hurricane that they had made any contribution to the recovery process, ladies and gentlemen? No, they didn't tell you that because they couldn't tell you that because they didn't do that, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, one of them was on the radio under his cellar crying how he was hungry. He wants food, he wants money. While the poor people of Dominica, while the poor people of Roseau Central was struggling, looking for something to eat, their leader was crying on the radio, saying how he hungry. So if a food had passed, who would get first? Who would take this first? Who would eat first? While the people who really needed it, the single parents, they would have to wait until they finish it so you can eat. But that is not going to happen. Because the people of Dominica have decided that is Scarrett they see, is Scarrett they know, is Scarrett they want, ladies and gentlemen. And I know it's time to go. But you know, I don't even want to talk about what they tell you. Because if you sell in bread, you have shaka with 25 cents, you have mastiff $1.50, you have tennis roll 25 cents, you have butter flat 5 cents. Every price, every bread have a different price. So you cannot multiply the amount of bread you have and say it costs 1.2 billion. You must say how much for the 25 cents, how much 50 cents, how much for the dollar bread, and then you come up with a figure. Ladies and gentlemen, this little boy Roosevelt Scarrett has been able to bring billions of dollars in the economy of Dominica in difficult time. And today, people are not talking about thousands. They're not talking about millions. The talk on the street is billions of dollars. That is what we have done in very difficult times, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what we'll continue to do because Scarrett have the contacts. Scarrett have the respect. Scarrett know the people. Where will the United Workers' Party get money from? Who is their friends? The Arabs in the Polisario? That is why their friends, a bunch of terrorists in Saharan desert? Who are their contacts? Who are their friends? Who they know? They couldn't tell you that because they don't have that, ladies and gentlemen. So why would you remove a man that have the contacts, a man that know where the money is, and put one with his fingernails longer than you, the women hold? lazy people, wicked people, mischievous people. And you, the people of St. Maarten, you have to tell your people that we have to teach them a lesson. Not one of them employed. In fact, he told you how many applications he sent and nobody wouldn't employ him. Today he's looking for us to employ him. This is not a job for money. This is a job for service, ladies and gentlemen. This is a job to serve your people. Because I can say to you, the little salary you get in there, if it was that he was for, none of us would be here tonight. But we believe that we have a greater responsibility. We believe that we have to make our country great. We believe that Dominica must be the leading country in the Caribbean and in the world, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that you here in St. Maarten, you have the skills, you have the know-how. We're building the infrastructure that you can come back home and share some of the skills with our people. We want all of you back home. And by the grace and power of God, we will bring you guys back home because we'll have work for you. Many of you working in the hotel industry, we have 6 5-star hotels that we will bring you back to work in. So the people of St. Maarten and the people listening to me right now, the future is bright. The future looks good. The future looks all right. But to accomplish that, you have to keep the Dominican Labour Party in power. But more importantly, you have to allow Roosevelt Skerrit to lead this country. And I'll say to you that we all owe it to Roosevelt Skerrit. And this election is for Roosevelt Skerrit, ladies and gentlemen. Is to thank him for the tremendous work that he has done. He has sacrificed his youth. He has sacrificed his family. He has sacrificed his life to bring a better living for the people of Dominica. And we're not ungrateful people. Dominicans are ungrateful. And we need to show love and we need to show thanks to Roosevelt Skerrit. And the most we can do, we're not asking you for much. All we're asking you is to give Roosevelt Skerrit another 5 years to continue the job that he has started in Dominica. So the people of St. Maarten, the future of Dominica is in your hands. Not only your vote, but the vote of your family. And those of you who for some reason cannot come down to vote, tell your family, tell your mother, tell your grandfather that they have to vote for the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. Thank you. Good night. God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we getting up on our foot tonight. We singing like this. Work for me. You're not scared. Whoa. Work for me. Let me go. Scared. Whoa. Let me go. Central, Roseau, Labour, Maho, Qualio, Labour, Wesley, Salisbury. You're not. All are we inside there. Labour. What we do? We check Skerrit. We vote in Skerrit. Everybody check Skerrit. We vote in Skerrit. Labour rights, check Skerrit. We vote in Skerrit. Check Skerrit. We vote in Skerrit. If you celebrating with us tonight, say 5 more years. Labour. Let me see your 5. Let me see your 5. Let me go. Labour. 5 more years. Let me go. Labour. Yeah, that's Carib territory. Labour. Roseau Valley, Roseau Central. Labour. Sufuye, Scott said. Labour. What the Lapwet crew is Labour. What you doing? All are we vote in Skerrit. Labour rights. Yeah, that we vote in Skerrit. Everybody know check Skerrit. We vote in Skerrit. Our PM. Tell them we vote in Skerrit. So we sing like this.
for 240 elderly throughout the country.
What the old school labor rights? You remember this scary wave? We gonna do it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me go now. Do this scary wave. Everybody, let me go now. Wave, wave, wave. We do this scary. Roseau, Roseau. Let me sing it. Labor. What the fakers go? Labor. Roseau Valley, Roseau Central. One more time. What we doing? Yeah, that. We vote in carrots. So check carrots. We vote in carrots. So check carrots. We vote in carrots. Check carrots. One more time. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 5 more years. Merci.
Les beaux qu'à travail, and why? The hotels coming, hospital coming, even airport coming, so never we voting. The hotels coming, hospitals coming, even airport coming, so never we voting.
Photo. Ladies and gentlemen, labor rights, the moment you have been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you've really been waiting for. Are you ready? Let's bring to the podium
Our visionary,
Prime Minister,
the Honorable
Roosevelt Skerrit.
Yeah, shining on my face again. I so high can meditate. Highest praise we praise. Dreams of brighter days. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I understand. I was told that some weeks ago, some people came to St. Maarten. But they must understand that Roosevelt Skerrit run things in St. Maarten, ladies and gentlemen. My dear brothers and sisters, I want to recognize all my colleagues who are here, my colleague ministers, and my colleague candidates, and to recognize in a special way our political friends who are here with us in the audience. And to all of you, the wonderful people of St. Maarten, the Dominicans who reside here in St. Maarten, and of course, the indigenous population of St. Maarten. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your presence and to thank you for your continued support and prayers to our country. Our country, like St. Maarten, has gone through its own challenges where hurricane is concerned. And I recall being here with you on this solemn Sunday in St. Maarten. I came to sympathize and empathize with you, only to return home and for our own country to have been devastated by Hurricane Maria. But I can tell you and I can report to you that the Lord has been good to Dominica. The good Lord has been good to Dominica, and Dominica is standing tall 2 years after Hurricane Maria, my dear brothers and sisters. And we're here to you today to send a message to you and to remind you and to tell you that these upcoming elections in Dominica is a defining moment in our country's history. The next election in Dominica will determine whether our country moves forward or our country comes to a crushing halt. Because in this election, you have a clear choice to make as voters of Dominica. You have a choice to make between a party that has a vision, a plan, a strategy, and resources to implement that plan and that vision. And you have the other side with no vision, no plan, no strategy, and no money to do not one thing, ladies and gentlemen. And it is written in the Bible that where there is no vision, a people perish. And you cannot expect to lead and manage the affairs of a country by attacking one person called Roosevelt Skerritt. Attacking Roosevelt Skerritt will not bring jobs for the people of Dominica. It will not create a better way of life for the people of Dominica. What builds a country is vision and hope, and that is what the Dominica Labour Party is providing to the people of Dominica. Vision and hope, ladies and gentlemen. And we must reflect where our country has come from. There is some who will come and tell you that Labour Party has done nothing for Dominica in 19 years. But we must reflect and remind ourselves where Dominica was when Labour came into office in 2000. We forget sometimes. And sometimes when you have things good, you take the good things for granted because you forget the bad times that we have had in Dominica. Understand this. And when Labour came into office in 2000, my dear brothers and sisters, less than 40% of all primary school graduates had access to secondary school. Many of you here, your brothers and sisters, were bright children in primary school. But because the system said at the time, we're accepting X number of students. Where in the world you sit an exam and before you sit the exam, they know whether who passed or who failed. And that's what obtained in Dominica in 2000. Many of our young boys and young girls ended their education career at primary school in Dominica. When we came into office, and you heard Brother Grant told you that when he went to the college, only 5 of them from the entire Wesley constituency. I myself, I graduated from the grammar school, one of the top secondary schools in Dominica. And in that year, 122 of us graduated from grammar school, and only 20 of us made it to the college. 20. That's what we had in Dominica. And only those with names and those who had access to people in education would go to university in Dominica. What do we have now, ladies and gentlemen? Since 2005, every Dominican, irrespective of who you are, has a space in a secondary school in Dominica, thanks to the Dominica Labour Party. And when we came into office in 2002, my dear brothers and sisters, we created the Dominica State College, and we revolutionized access to education, to tertiary education in Dominica. When we came into office in 2000, only 7% of all high school graduates had access to the college. You know what that means in real terms? It means that 93 out of 100 students who sat this CXC did not go to tertiary education in Dominica. And how could you have built a country if so many of our young boys and young girls had no access to education? And we not only created the state college, we built a new state college, and we are funding the state college to the extent that today, as I speak, every child in Dominica who graduates from high school has a space at the Dominica State College. Every child. And you know, not only creating access to education, but giving the young boys and young girls the means of taking advantage of the access. And we are the only Caribbean island where you can find at a community college, students have free access to community college in Dominica. Children and their parents are paying nothing to go to tertiary education levels in Dominica. And I keep saying to people, there is no better way of empowering poor people than by giving them a sound education, and that's what the Dominican Labour Party has been doing for Dominicans. And my dear brothers and sisters, we have not only been an education party in government. When we're in opposition, those of us who remember Rosie Douglas, of blessed memory, how many students that the Dominican Labour Party sent to school in China, in Cuba, in Russia, in Cyprus. We send students while in opposition. Tell me which party can do that while in opposition, ladies and gentlemen? A party that has cared for the people of Dominica. That's what we have done, and that's what we're doing. And they come telling you sometimes that Labour has done nothing for Dominica, Scarlet has done nothing for Dominica, and time for change. When we came into government in 2000, ladies and gentlemen, Dominicans were dying at their homes because they could not pay the user fees at the hospital. They couldn't pay for it. And I remember going to the Carib territory then and visiting some homes and some senior citizens. There was one family, and the old man, was sick in his bed. And I said to his granddaughter, why are you not taken to the hospital? And they said, Prime Minister, we owe in the hospital. I said, what do you mean you owe in the hospital? How much do you owe? And this young lady went into the room and took a plastic bag and showed me the bill. The bill was less than $1,000. And immediately, as the Prime Minister of Dominica, I called from that home. And I told the Ministry of Health, with immediate effect, every Kalinago citizen who owes money to the hospital, that is cancelled. I cancelled every bill. And the following day, I went to the cabinet and I told the cabinet with immediate effect, once you are Kalinago in Dominica, you have free access to health care in Dominica. And we have extended that to Dominicans, where people 60 years and older have free access to health care in Dominica. And people 18 years and younger, free access to medical care in Dominica. So when your grannies go to the hospital, and this is why, my dear brothers and sisters, it's important for you to participate in the political process in Dominica, because what happens in Dominica affects you directly. Directly. That is why when your grandparents go to the hospital today, they do not have to pay anything. All they have to say to the doctors and nurses, thank you, doctor, thank you, nurse, and they go home. That's all. So let's understand, when they tell you about nothing has happened, you will recall, my dear brothers and sisters, that when you would travel to Dominica before Labour came into office, many times we have had to be told in Antigua to go on the plane because it's too dark. It is Labour who allow a plane to land in Dominica for the first time at night. And I have news for you in St. Maarten. I have news for you in St. Maarten. I am telling you tonight, as there is a God above, that this Dominica Labour Party is going to build the international airport for Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to build it. And you know me. When Scarrett says he's going to do something, Scarrett does that thing, ladies and gentlemen. And listen to my Independence Day address on the 3rd of November. Listen to my address and you will hear me speak about the international airport, because I know it And I'm excited about it. Excited about the airport because that airport will make a huge difference in the economic well-being of our country. So my dear brothers and sisters, understand this. And look at this, Look at this. We are a small country. Dominica is a small country. Dominica is a very vulnerable country to external shocks. Small countries like Dominica are sometimes at the mercies of these international countries, these big countries. They take decisions against us. They blacklist us. They put us on negative lists, challenging us. And plus we have natural disasters. Dominica has had its fair share of natural disasters. In 2010, we had Ophelia. 2013, we had a Christmas trough. 2015, we had Tropical Storm Erica, and 2017 we had Hurricane Maria. And Erica, 90% of our GDP impacted, 90%. And 2 years later, with Maria, 226% of our GDP impacted. Any country in the world, big or small, would be under this earth, ladies and gentlemen. But today we can tell you that we are building homes and giving people homes. We are building 5-star hotels. We are building bridges. We're building infrastructure for Dominica. And understand this, that notwithstanding this hurricane and the sheer cost of reconstruction and recovery, we have not sent one public servant home. We have paid salaries on time to every public officer. We are providing for the elderly. We are providing for the children. We are providing for the youth. We have not cut our social programs because of the hurricane. As a matter of fact, we've ensured that we sustain them. And it is not that things are easy, but I believe that leaders must not come to complain and cry. Because if I am to complain about how difficult it is to run this country, I'll be complaining to you every day. But leaders are placed to find solutions to problems, and that is what we have been doing as the Dominica Labour Party. That is what. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we have been implementing some very progressive plans for Dominica. In addition to all of the wonderful things that we have been doing in education, we have also been investing heavily in healthcare because we believe that healthcare is important, especially with the high incidence of CNCDs, cancer-related diseases. And you saw some photographs of the new hospital we're building. They told us we could never build this hospital. They told us it was a dream. They told us it was a lie, scary lying. But today, we are seeing the hospital being built before our very eyes. And we are putting in place, my dear brothers and sisters, equipment, modern equipment, advanced equipment, to the point where we have pieces of equipment at this hospital. For example, we have this HIFU machine, which is a non-invasive way of treating cancer. The second country, there are only 2 countries in the Caribbean with that equipment. That is the Bahamas and Dominica. That piece of equipment alone costs over $3.5 million US, and we have it in Dominica now. Because my dream and my vision for healthcare is to ensure that every single citizen can have access to optimal healthcare in our country, Dominica. That the need for us to travel overseas can either be eliminated or reduced. That we have at our doorstep the best medical care any Caribbean country can afford. And that's what we're doing for Dominica. So we're not only building the hospitals, but we're also training the doctors and the nurses to ensure that we have the human resources to run these hospitals. And we're making progress, ladies and gentlemen. We have signed contracts to build some 12 new health centers across Dominica. And we are going to start the new hospital for the Marigot Health District. The new hospital for the Marigot Health District. We already cleared the site. And a contract will be signed in the next few days, ladies and gentlemen, to build a modern hospital for the Marigot Health District. That's what we're doing for our people in Dominica. And where the economy is concerned, tourism, we have placed a lot of emphasis on tourism because we recognize that that is the way to go, to create sustainable jobs for people, to bring foreign exchange into our country, and to bring more tax revenue to our treasury. And we are opening, they told us that these things would never happen in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited about this thing, that there's so many international brands that are interested in Dominica. We have a Marriott being built now in Portsmouth, and we have sold the land at the public works site to build a second Marriott hotel, 133 rooms in Roseau, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be signing another contract for 100 rooms next to the Kempinski 5-star hotel in Portsmouth again. We have a Hilton under construction. We have a second Hilton. Hilton wants to manage one of the hotels that we have built, the Moroccan Hotel. So we're making progress because, I've always said to myself and the party that many of our citizens left our shores to go to look for jobs and to make life better for themselves. There are many of you who came here. You came here to work and you've done a fantastic job in building this country. But I want to live to see where multitudes of you can come back with your experience and your skills to help build your country. And I know you're concerned about the healthcare system, and we're fixing that. I know that you're concerned about the infrastructure, and we're improving the infrastructure. I know you have concern about the international airport, and the international airport must come. It will come. It has to come. It's bound to come to Dominica. So we're making progress. And when you come to Dominica, you will see what we're talking about. Don't just listen to this stupidness on Facebook. Listen for yourself, inform yourself, and let yourself know what is happening in your country. Dominica is on the move. We are building the new Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy, but we're building it nonetheless by the grace of God. And our country is making progress. So there's only one party that is serious about Dominica. Because I have always said to people, to first lead a people, you must love them. You must first love them to lead them. If you have no love for people, you will never be able to lead them. Because it is written in the Bible that the greatest of them all is love. And this is why they're attacking Roosevelt's carrot. And understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, that when they attack Roosevelt's carrot, they're attacking all of the policies and programs that Roosevelt's carrot and the Dominican Labour Party have put in place for our people. Understand this. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. And they will come here and they came here. They can't tell you what they're going to do for your country. They can't tell you about a vision for Dominica, their plans for Dominica. They came here and all they did was to curse one man, Roosevelt Skerritt, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, who Jah bless, no man can curse, ladies and gentlemen. And I am blessed by the good Lord, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I am standing, and I will continue to stand, ladies and gentlemen, in the defense of the people of Dominica. Because, they believe that if they cut Roosevelt's carry down, they will get a chance to get in office. But no man can cut Roosevelt's carry down. The people of Dominica have circled Roosevelt's carrot and said that is the man they want to run the things in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you something. When you want to lead people, my dear brothers and sisters, You must be prepared to make sacrifices. When I came into politics at age 26, I had to make certain sacrifices. I had a job, and my salary and that of a minister was about $200 in difference. I had a son 5 months old. I was supposed to go back to university, and I decided to make a sacrifice for Dominica. What sacrifice are the opposition people making? You cannot want to come into politics to get a job, ladies and gentlemen. When you get a job, what are you going to do? You have to come to serve people. Because politics is about people, ladies and gentlemen. It is not about papers. It's not about files. It's about people. And if you do not love people, and if you're not prepared to make sacrifices, you cannot be a leader of any people. Because, let's look at this. When Christ was putting his disciples together, he went to Peter, met Peter with his nets and his boat. And Christ said to Peter, follow me. And Peter said, but Master, look, what about my fishing? And Christ said, I shall make you fishers of men. That you have to live this in order to lead people. And they had to make sacrifices. And when you look at the Labour Party team, not one of my candidates is looking for a job. They all have left comfortable positions, comfortable jobs to make themselves available to serve people. And when you have people who come to you and tell you that they're ashamed to be Dominicans, ladies and gentlemen, that these people can't lead you. Whatever any one of us has here, whether we're in St. Maarten or in Dominica, as Dominicans, Dominica gave you the foundation. And you have to always be grateful to your country and those who work hard to make you have what you have today. So, ladies and gentlemen, your country is poised. Your country is poised to make a huge impact. And the other major project we have is the construction of a new cruise ship village, a new port. We'll be building at the Woodbridge Bay a new cruise ship village and a new port to accommodate larger ships, to ensure more ships can come and more cruise ships can come in Dominica, to create more jobs and economic activity in our country. And you know, when we're impacted by the hurricane, I recognize, as the leader of Dominica, that the issue of climate change, the phenomenon of climate change is real. And that the science said that our countries are going to be impacted more frequently by hurricanes and more ferociously. And this is why we have carved out for ourselves as a country, the vision to build the world's first climate resilient nation. And I said to my citizens in Dominica, I said to the residents in Dominica, that the world is helping us today and providing us with hundreds of millions of dollars to help build Dominica, not because we were hit by a hurricane, but because of our express vision to build the world's first climate resilient nation. That the world is rallying behind Dominica, supporting Dominica, because of our vision so expressed. And of course, their confidence and trust in the leadership and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica today. That's what we're doing for you in Dominica. So I said to you, my dear brothers and sisters, that this election in Dominica is not about Roosevelt's carrot. This is not about Roosevelt's carrot. This is about the future of Dominica. This is about the welfare and well-being of Dominica. This is about who is better placed to lead the country. You cannot come and be mischievous to Dominica. You cannot want to vote the other side because you don't like this and don't like that, or you haven't gotten this, haven't gotten that. This has to be about Dominica and about your love and concern for Dominica. And you have a clear choice to make in this next elections. A clear choice. A clear choice. That, you know, many of you in this room knew Rosie Douglas personally. You interacted with him many times. And you know, when Rosie Douglas left Dominica, when he would leave Dominica and he would come anywhere in the world, Rosie Douglas was an ambassador for Dominica. He would speak positively about Dominica. He would be looking for opportunities for Dominicans. He would be promoting our agricultural industry. He would be promoting our ecotourism. He would be promoting what is good and desirable about Dominica. But what you have about the current opposition in Dominica, every time you quote them, is about destruction of Dominica, negative vibes about Dominica, belittling Dominica, criticizing Dominica in the most negative ways. And, you know, if these guys had their way, what would Dominica be today? What would Dominica be today? So it's important, my dear brothers and sisters, that you let your family and friends know in Dominica who has their interest at heart, who they know that in difficult times, who can stand with them. Hurricane hit us, ladies and gentlemen, in Dominica, and the opposition has not done one thing for one person in Dominica. Hurricane hit you here in St. Maarten. They never reach out to you, but they come in here and trying to get your money from you to run elections in Dominica. Because you see, it is all about them, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about them. It is never about the people. Never about the people. When you were catching hell, where was your position in Dominica here? No. But they come here and they want to raise little money that you have, little US that you have to send your children to school. They want to give to you to run elections. That's what it is. No love, no compassion, no understanding. That's what you have in the opposition in Dominica. But thank God, the majority of Dominicans understand who has their interests, and that is why I'm saying to you here in St. Maarten, Labour is going to have a landslide victory in Dominica at the next elections, ladies and gentlemen. Because when we see Labour, we see victory, ladies and gentlemen. Victory all the way with the Dominica Labour Party. These are all winning candidates. Winning candidates. And you know, so I want to say to you, my dear brothers in St. Maarten, we're here to share with you a message and to thank you for your continued support and prayers. This country, St. Maarten, have been kind to us in Dominica. And I always urge you to play your part in the process here in St. Maarten. Respect the Constitution, respect the laws, be diligent, contribute to the community activities, because this country has been good to us as Dominicans. And we're saying a big thank you to the people and the government of St. Maarten, ladies and gentlemen. We must always be grateful to the people here for allowing us to call St. Maarten our home. And we say thank you to the political leadership in St. Maarten for allowing Dominicans to be here with you. So let us continue to work together. I can tell you, I can report to you that we have a plan, we have a vision, we have the resources to run this country, ladies and gentlemen. And we are implementing that plan. And I'm excited about the future of Dominica. And we have in Labour now some very progressive, bright, conscientious candidates, all of whom can hold any ministry in the government because they're competent, they have the abilities. But the most important characteristic they have is that they're prepared to serve the people. They're prepared to serve the people. And that is what we're about. Serving people. Making life better for people. For us, for me, it is a joy to see people come from where they are, from where they were to where they are now. And this is why I have been criticized. I have been criticized for building homes for people. They say Scarrett is irresponsible for giving people a home free. But you know what I tell them? I told them, I want every Dominican family to have a comfortable home. Because you see, I have a home and I want every Dominican to have a home too. The same things I want for my children and my family, I want for the Dominican children and their family. I don't want my children to go in that school and the other children going to this school. We're going to all the same schools. The same access to the healthcare system. The same access to proper housing. And you know, we're building homes in San Sauvé and Delis and all over Dominica. And people are trying to tell me in Dominica, the opposition, that those homes are too beautiful and too attractive for the people in the countryside. But you know, I tell them, I want Dominicans all over to have even better homes from in Bourgeois City, in Mont Daniel, and in Santa Rosa, ladies and gentlemen. We're building nice homes, beautiful homes, solid homes, strong homes, all over Dominica for the average citizen of Dominica. And the only country in the Caribbean, where a government is building homes and giving homes to citizens free of charge. Only. And I'm not talking about no plywood house, no T111 house. Solid homes, ladies and gentlemen. Concrete roofs, proper showers, tiles, everything in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You saw them tonight and you've seen them on Facebook. And what touches me is that when I see a poor Malawi in Dominica handed over a key for a two-bedroom home, and I see the joy in the children going for the homes and excited about where they are and where they were and where they're going to be. That is what brings joy to us, ladies and gentlemen, because we understand the struggles of people. And yes, I could have sold the homes to people, but why should I sell something to somebody who can't afford to pay for it? I don't want no politician to tell people, oh, if I win or I lose, I'll put you out. No, we're giving you a house, And every one of those persons we give in a house, we'll also be giving them a certificate of title. And when next the other side come, or the few people in St. Maarten who are supporting the opposition in Dominica, they must tell us, what are they going to do for Dominica? What is Labour doing that you will stop doing? What is your vision and your plans for Dominica? How are you going to improve education? How are you going to improve healthcare? These are the questions we must ask them. Where are your plans? When they continue to criticize Scarrett, tell them, okay, fine. You criticize Scarrett. What are you going to do for us? What are you going to do for us? What are your plans? They have no plans. They have no vision. And I'm saying to us, I'm saying to the few of us, or the few of you rather, who are still supporting the other side, that you have to look at Dominica. This is not about Labour or UWP. This is about the future of Dominica, the well-being of your families, and you can't be stubborn. And I know, because my wife told me she met many of you while she's been here for the last several hours. And many of you who support the Workers' Party are saying you were so disappointed and ashamed to see what they had to say when they came to St. Maarten. No plans, nothing. They just came to get money from you and go back to Dominica and spend it. That's what they came here for. And I'm telling you, We need money for campaign, but I don't want your money in St. Martin. Help your families with the money, ladies and gentlemen. Pay your children's school fees. We're not coming here for that. We came here to engage you in a discussion, to share with you our plans for Dominica, and to tell you that as long as you are on the voters list in Dominica, you have a right to vote in Dominica. So let us keep the faith. Keep the faith. Fly your Dominica flag with pride and joy. And rest assured that your country, our country, Dominica, is in safe hands, because it is always safer with the Dominica Labour Party. So may the good Lord bless you and your families. May the good Lord bless the leadership and the people of this great country, St. Martin. May God bless the Commonwealth of Dominica. May God bless the efforts of the Dominica Labour Party. And I urge those that are hearing my voice, both here in St. Martin and back home, who are still playing with the future. And I said to us in Dominica that voting is a very important and serious matter. Very serious matter. This is not gambling. You can't gamble with this. When you go and you gamble and you have $100, you burn it, that's done. But when you vote, you have to live by your decision for 5 years. 5 years. And you have seen what this Labour Party has done in the last 19, 20 years. And you have experienced what Labour has done in the last 2 years after Maria. And none can compare to the Dominica Labour Party. None. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I am assured and reassured that Labour Party run things in St. Martin, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt. And you know, red is a party of peace. Red is a party of love. When you go and you buy your boyfriend or your girlfriend a rose, you buy a blue rose for them? Buy your boyfriend a blue rose or buy your girlfriend a blue rose? No! You buy them a nice red rose, ladies and gentlemen. If you go and you buy your boyfriend or girlfriend a blue rose, mamselle leaving you right away. But you go and you buy 12 nice red roses. The lady will tell you, my brother, welcome, and so on. Every celebration is always about red. Christmas is red. Valentine's Day is red. Birthday celebration is red. And you're telling me about blue. Which blue? Which blue? The only thing that is blue vex, ladies and gentlemen. Labour run things. Labour is a party of love. So, send a message back home to your family that they should be on Dominica's side. And the only party that's on Dominica's side is the Dominica Labour Party. And I ain't boasting because you know me. I'm not a boastful person. I believe in the sanctity of humility. But when you compare, you cannot compare the two leaders in Dominica. That is night and day. Night and day, ladies and gentlemen. You have in me a conscientious, caring, compassionate, hardworking person. You have in the other guy a lazy person with no ambition. And if you have no ambition for yourself, you cannot have ambition for others, ladies and gentlemen. And if you refuse to work, you cannot tell others go to work, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what you have in the opposition. Laziness, incompetence and a lack of understanding of how things work in this world. And when our country is faced with the most difficult periods, you need a leader who knows what he is about, who has the experience, who has the competence, who has a discipline for hard work, and who has the international contacts. God bless you. Hold strong. Labor all the way, ladies and gentlemen. All the way with the Dominica Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. All the way. Labor, labor, labor all the way. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We do hope that you enjoyed our celebration here today. We hope that you enjoyed it. We wish you a safe trip back home. For those who do not have transportation, I am told that there are 2 coaster buses outside there to take you back home. Travel safe. We head to Guadeloupe tomorrow to meet the Dominicans, and we also have, there are 3 coaster buses. There are 3 coaster buses. And there are also refreshments outside there for you. So we were very, very happy to have met with you today here in St. Maarten. We wish you well, and we look forward to welcoming you back home. Labour! Thank you. The refreshment is to my right, to your left. The refreshments are on the other side, right over there. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
The girls of Dominica, what we flavor? Feel it! All the girls of Dominica. Flavor. Orange City. All flavor. Wow! Feel the rhythm! Let's breathe nicely. R&B, yo.